buying really on most dips. Healthcare bouncing back too from that vicious rotation last Friday.
J&J than Lilly.
Right.
And I think that's important. I do think that people have to understand that when you see a group move, you have to understand that that is not the individual stocks. We'll give you an example. J&J, I spent a lot of time with J&J last week. And you know I spend time at the upper levels. I'm not spending a lot of time at the lower levels. The J&J story is so fabulous and it's splitting up that I think it's going to be the number one name for, I'm thinking about this, the number one name to own for 2023 in our portfolio could very well be J&J because of the breakup. I'm very, very happy with it. Now, one thing I do want to talk about straight point blank is what's going on with AMD, because that is the kind of thing I'm seeing is typical what's happening right now.
Yeah, two upgrades this morning. One from UBS, one from Baird. UBS, they're basically saying, AMD's multiple could expand as PC becomes a smaller part of its business. That's data center and embedded, that growing into a larger part as well. And they're skewing optimistic about PC next year, even though that the total addressable market for the industry is expected to be down double digits.
Now, I spoke to Lisa Su last week, and she was really adamant that the analysts got this all wrong. That this would have been, not that she's a chartist or anything, but that she felt that Xilinx was worth a couple more points. Remember, they bought Xilinx. Some people said they paid too much for Xilinx. But Xilinx is this great diversification, especially got PCs down to under 10%. It looks like the PCs have fallen so much that it broached that level.
Yeah.
But I think the two upgrades says to me that the general launch, which is chips that run cool, very powerful, very positive. I want to stay long the remaining part of AMD.
Yeah, to that point, Genoa, Baird, they're saying really strong performance should translate into an acceleration in market share gains next year, taking gains from Intel, of course.
Okay, so let's say you just signed and you know that we took some higher priced AMD sales and some lower priced AMD sales. What would be your strategy here?
Well, very good question. I think it's had a huge run lately. Obviously, last week, big run for them. I'd probably wait for a pullback, I would say. How about you?
If you did want to get in, you got to get in below 73.
Yeah.
And you could say, well, you're two-faced, Jim. You sold some. The general information is new and it's positive. So it matters. Our Microsoft trim, on the other hand, we know that Azure, like every cloud company, is under pressure. And it's not, you can't buy into the rap that they're immune anymore.
Yeah.
They're not immune. Now, Microsoft caught a trim today off of Azure. Like I said, when I think about cloud, I think about Google Cloud really trying to take a lot of customers. You've got Oracle. We're going to talk about that. They have cloud that matters. Azure is really head to head with Amazon, and at the same time, I think both Microsoft and Amazon have too many people.
Right. They're talking. This is UBS say they lower their outlook on Azure. They also do. They think a slower growth in Office 365. Part of that could be corporate layoffs. Less people on their computers could lower the install base for them.
Really good point.
Yeah, for the 365 business, which is a very subscription business, obviously very sticky, but less people.
Well, look, I mean.
All right, guys. Hope you're enjoying the meeting, guys. Just want to touch base on what we're discussing here. Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks is definitely talking about some of the things that happen in the healthcare stock, which I kind of agree with, that Johnson & Johnson, I still say Johnson & Johnson was a good buy. It still remains a good buy, and with the split up, it's going to go higher. I'm going to talk about Eli Lilly in a minute, which is one of their favorite stock. And Eli Lilly, I think it's around 350 when I checked this morning. So I think if you have not had bought that stock, you may want to wait a little bit before you could get into Eli Lilly. But let me talk about companies like AMD, as Jim was saying. AMD seems to be doing a little bit better. I think that this run now with stocks is significant, guys. It seems to be a significant run in the stock market. So if you're not in some of these stocks, I would say wait for a pullback, guys. I'm also looking at some of the oil stock. As you guys know, I like PXD, which is Pioneer Natural Resources. I think it's a wonderful stock, and I'm buying it. That giving like what, a 10% dividend. I think it's one of the highest dividend because they have a variable and a fixed dividend. So it's very good. Coterra still remain a buy. If you have not buy any Coterra, can I consider getting some Coterra, guys, as we're still holding on to Disney. Disney is doing well, not as good as we thought, but as they was discussing with Microsoft, you see Facebook do a lot of layoffs, and that do help because they have to kind of freeze Microsoft their hiring. So, but I still think Microsoft turned out to be a good buy, guys. So as I said before, I don't want to keep you too long, guys, but if you want any more of the CNBC Investing Club or any more take as to every move that the club make, please consider joining my Patreon. Anyway, guys, I hope you're actually enjoying the meeting, and I'll see you tomorrow with another excerpt from the CNBC Investment Club.